India's next frontier, the space, is set to go one level up further. India is developing a plan now to improve its ability to protect satellites from attacks. People familiar with the matter have said that after a near miss in orbit highlighted risks to national security posed by other spacecraft, India is now developing Bodyguard satellites. Prime Minister Modi-led government wants to develop so-called Bodyguard satellites to identify and counter threats to orbiting spacecraft. And bear in mind, satellites also played a significant role during the India conflict with rival Pakistan this year, which put both the countries on the brink of an all-out war. A previously unreported incident highlighted the need for action when a satellite from a neighboring country came dangerously close to one of India's. That spacecraft from a neighboring country, which people familiar with the matter will not name, came within 1 kilometre of an ISRO satellite, performing tasks that could have military applications such as mapping and monitoring of objects on the ground. Although the two satellites did not collide, such an unusually close approach was possibly a show of strength that could have been a test to demonstrate the other country's capabilities. We have my colleague Kabir Naqvi now joining us live from the newsroom for more on that News 9 exclusive. Kabir, when it comes to national security, space is the next frontier, and these Bodyguard satellites are essentially a major step up. We're looking at the future of how national security is going to play out in space.
Absolutely right. I mean, about 200 years back, Krishna, astronomers would look up in the sky, think to themselves, why is this star changing its position? Cut to how we've developed a time system for ourselves, the longitudes, the latitudes, astronomy, and now in 2025 we're finally talking about space warfare as well. Take a look at this NISAR satellite that India, ISRO, and NASA in that massive collaboration put up there. So much of money is already there, and given a chance that some other satellite comes and bangs into it, is going to be a major loss of money. And that's exactly what was about to happen in 2024. One of our neighboring countries, their satellite came within 1 kilometer of our own satellite. And when we're talking about our satellite, they're again important for reconnaissance, they're important for national sovereignty and security. You rightly pointed out, during Operation Sindoor, our satellite played such a great and huge role. Across the world, satellites are now picking up the job of reconnaissance in space and in outer orbit, and that's where space warfare comes into the domain. So India is now mulling to send these Bodyguard satellites up there. What they're essentially going to do is they're going to be escorting our main satellites, they're going to be protecting our main satellites, there's going to be early threat determination, there's going to be early warning systems that is going to be in play, because mind you, this is going to be AI driven, this is going to be artificial intelligence driven. And when we're talking about the space taxis, nobody does it better than India. Our GSLV, our PSLV, it's us who put the satellites up there. Now, just to race past a couple of points as to why this essentially matters right now, is because when we're talking about reconnaissance, communication, navigation, missile defense, they all happen under our satellite link and the entire grid that we've sort of set up in the air, and India is playing a crucial role on the global stage. Militarization of space, especially by our own adversaries, take a look at what other countries are doing. The United States with NASA, take a look at what China has been doing. Even ESA, the European Space Association, is now mulling to set up tent on the moon. So with all of this happening and at fast pace, it's important that we also protect and defend our space assets up there. There is cutting edge features, like I pointed out. There's AI driven threat detection and automated response systems that are going to be integrated. We're also mulling inter-satellite communication for real-time coordination. So if you've got two Bodyguard satellites in this part of the orbit, in the exact opposite one, you can have your other set of Bodyguard satellites that are going to be connected and can help each other with real-time coverage. And analysts believe that the 2024 incident, that near miss that happened between between the two satellites is the reason why we're now talking about this. And it's time, because the bigger picture essentially is that India's aspirations for space, self-reliance and security is already out there. Take a look at what we did with Chandrayaan 3, with the Aditya L1, and very recently the NISAR collaboration. It was put on the PSLV and the GSLV back. We took it up there. So our space ambitions and aspirations is in front of everybody else across the world. We do it better and we do it cheaper. It also again reinforces the fact that space is now contested. It is militarized and is now a domain that we now need to add to our national sovereignty and security questions and discussions. So what has happened right now? It's very well welcomed. It's the need of the hour, and it was only time when we would see Bodyguard satellites up there. I mean, in the back of my head, Star Wars' Imperial March was already on when I started reading this article early in the day, and thought to myself, this is the cool aspect of space that we're now in 2025. We're now actually talking about. It's not a Netflix series. It's not an animation comedy series that is situated 1,000 years in the future. We in 2025 are in real time talking about Bodyguard satellites. That's the situation. Militarized space warfare. Krishna.
Kabir Nakwiya joining us for that News9 exclusive. Thank you, Kabir, for joining us with that update.